Here's the complete deal, and Shams saying, yes, this is real because it didn't feel like it. Dallas sending Luka Doncic, Maxi Kleber, and Markieff Morris to the Lakers for Anthony Davis, Max Christie, and the Lakers' first-round pick in 2029.
Okay, so that just happened. Luka Doncic has been traded for Anthony Davis, a sentence that I never would have thought could be true, but here we are. We are living in a world where Luka Doncic is now a Los Angeles Laker and not a Dallas Maverick, and I just can't believe it. The Mavericks just came off a season where they made it all the way to the finals with their star backcourt leading the way, and now that backcourt is no longer a thing for reasons concerning Luka's conditioning and I'm assuming his defensive abilities or lack thereof. But throughout the playoff rounds leading up to the finals, we've seen Luka Doncic give effort on the defensive end, and it was resulting in positive outcomes. He obviously wasn't all of a sudden a great defender, but he was capable of making specific plays that could result in stops. So he's shown that he's able to do it, it's just a matter of him actually doing it, which may be part of the problem. However, Luka's conditioning and lack of defensive ability has been a known flaw in his overall game for quite some time. So what did the Mavericks do? They drafted Derek Lively, brought in PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford, utilized Derrick Jones Jr., all quality defenders that could aid Luka on that side of the ball. And Dallas as a whole raised their defense to first in the league at one point. So clearly building a defensive force around him can work. But as important as defense is, offense is still very needed. And that is where Luka excels at a level that only a very small number of players can. He is without a doubt one of the most unguardable players in the NBA.
Gobert's out there. Doncic maneuvers for the lead. Got it! What a shot!
A superstar as young as Luka is and as offensively talented as he is obviously holds a ton of value. Defensive players can be a lot easier to acquire and find around the league because although it is a skill to be a great defender, it's also more on the side of pure effort and hustle. So it's surprising, at least to me, that Dallas was so willing to just give Luka up. Throughout their playoff run last season, the meshing of Kyrie and Luka's ability to score and playmake with the lob threats of Gafford and Lively was a major key to their success. And now there's 3 bigs over in Dallas and only one half of that once lethal offensive backcourt. But one of those 3 bigs is not to be taken lightly. Anthony Davis is an absolute monster on both ends and can definitely help the Mavericks have a solidified lockdown interior. But in terms of offensive variety, the Mavericks may take a hit. Now, I'm not saying that AD won't help on the offensive end, but he doesn't do the things that Luka does, which has proved to be successful for Dallas last season. If you recall, against the Celtics in the finals, defense wasn't even the biggest glaring issue. It wasn't like the Celtics were putting up insane scores on Dallas. In fact, their highest scoring game of the series was only 107 points, which is pretty low, especially for a team of Boston's caliber. The real problem was that the Mavericks just could not put the ball in the basket. I mean, 4 out of the 5 games, the Mavs couldn't even reach 100 points. Not having enough offensive firepower was a huge problem, but all of that was kind of ignored because on the defensive side of the ball, Luka was being targeted. Given that Luka is the star player, all the media's eyes are on him, and when the Mavericks lost games in that final series, the blame went all onto Luka because he couldn't play defense. And although some of the blame should be directed towards Luka because of that, it wasn't all his fault. His team just couldn't score. So fast forward a little bit and Dallas ends up signing Klay Thompson in hopes of juicing up the offense a little bit more. And then out of nowhere, Luka is gone for an older Anthony Davis. As far as things stand right now, there's really no way to tell if this trade will be worth it for the Mavericks or not, because we don't know exactly how well AD will perform now that he will most likely be playing at the 4 spot like he always wanted. But if the Mavericks aren't serious contenders for the next couple of seasons, I don't know if trading away Luka was a wise decision. Only time will tell.